everyone. Welcome to our info session for our upcoming childcare programming. It's going to be business fundamentals for childcare centers. So I'm Hannah Curtis. I'm a coordinator with the North Metro SBDC, and I'm going to be supporting the course alongside Dawn Alexander, who is our instructor for the course. And Dawn has been leading our childcare programming this whole previous year as well. We've done a couple different sessions for some home-based childcare centers or childcare homes, and excited to now be expanding into childcare centers to be offering the great content and resources. So I'll let Dawn get into some of her background in just a minute. But before we do, want to first just go over a few of the details for the course. So again, it is mostly targeted for childcare centers, and we'll be starting on April 8th. It's Thursdays from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, hosted through Zoom, so completely virtual, and 7 weeks of programming. So it'll take us through May 20th. And we're able to offer this course completely free of charge, thanks to our partnerships with the Colorado Early Childhood Office and the Office of Economic Development and International Trade. So we're just really excited to be able to offer this programming and to get to know all of you and your businesses and work alongside all of your businesses. So just some brief details about the course, and this info session is for you all, and to go through your questions and make sure you feel comfortable with what the course is before you register. So and we'll go over how to register at the end. I'll post the registration link here in the chat, so you can go there if you do want to register, but it's on our website. So we'll get into that in a bit, but I will turn it over to Dawn to give us a little more background on herself and on what topics we're going to be covering in the course.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight. Looking forward to this class so much because I love meeting up with business professionals and helping them to be successful. And so what we're going to do in our first week is really spend a lot of time getting to know one another and finding out what are your biggest challenges? What are the things that we can work on together? Learning is something that is only accomplished through actually applying the learning that you're doing. And so we really want to spend some time getting into the things that are going to help you get something from this class. So of course we have a structure and a framework that we generally work from, but we will modify that to really make sure that it meets your needs. So it's going to be important that you communicate with us what issues really challenge you in your settings. So be thinking about that ahead of time for our first class, and we'll have some conversations around that. My name is Dawn Alexander. I should start there. And I actually came into childcare when my kids were infants, and I found myself every day going to the childcare center and patting their back and putting them to sleep at nap time. Every single lunch hour I spent doing that. And so I thought, what am I doing? So I left my position with Arapahoe County and opened a family childcare home. And I raised my 3 kids in my licensed home. And then from there, I became a licensing specialist with the state of Colorado. I worked for Red Rocks Community College. Some of you in this area may know me from that time, from different visits that I did at the time. And currently I do work for Weld County's health department to create more childcare spaces. And so I'm in a contract there that ends at the end of June. In all my free time, I developed a consulting business, and that's how I came to get to know the great people here at the SBDC and come on board here as a consultant, because I was working with ECPAC, which is your Early Childhood Council here in Adams County, and everyone there is amazing. And so have a great relationship with them and working with them and helping them to support people. And so I'm looking forward to, like, if you don't know your council, you need to know your council, but we'll get into that in coming weeks. I also work a lot with the Family Child Care Association on the statewide level, doing some support there. So you're really going to see I'm about systems building, and I'm about helping you tap into what your passion is in this industry, and how you can advocate for yourself. And so we're going to talk about that throughout the coming weeks. We're going to look at business structure and insurance, the business liabilities, and how you protect yourself. We want to make sure that you have protections in place. We want to talk about, like, who are you serving? Now, of course, you're serving the families that you work with, but you're also serving the owners of your business if you're not the owner, right? And you're serving your staff. And so we want to find out how you're serving them and how well you're serving them, and are there different things that you can do to serve them better? What are your challenges in those areas? We can work through all of that. We're going to look at revenue and how to maximize revenue. Are there different programs and supports that you should be tied into or might want to consider getting tied into? Are you rated through Colorado Shines? Are you with the food program? Do you have a CCAP contract? Are you using your space well at the center? Are you maximizing your use of all spaces? And have you considered, is there something else that could be done with some of those spaces? Marketing is everything. It's not just a website, right? It is how you answer the phone every time when someone calls in. And so we're going to look at every step of marketing and how to help that be, how to really create business out of those initial calls that you receive, turning them into customers for years to come. We're going to have some visitors in our class. Some other consultants from the SBDC are going to come in and help with the insurance and business structure and hopefully the tax side of things. It is tax season, so that might be a little challenging right now. If we can't get one of our tax consultants to come in, then we'll definitely get a bookkeeper to come in and help with some of that. Being organized as a director at your program is one of the best things that you can do. And so we'll talk about those organizational structures that you have in place, those processes that help to support you. Are there other things that you can do to be more organized? Let's see here. Really just understanding the system. I mentioned advocating for yourself. I am a huge advocate in the industry, and so I'm frequently taking concerns from the directors that I speak with and carrying those forward to OEC and giving voice to what you're telling me. So I also want to empower you on how to do that for yourself. We need everyone in the industry to feel more comfortable advocating for their own business. And so I'm going to talk you through that and help you with that so that you can step out there and let your voice be heard sooner in the process rather than later when lots of issues can come up. Let's see here. And let's talk about really what we can do for you as the SBDC. We're going to offer the class and work through the class, and it's not me talking the whole time. Like, we're going to work through stuff. And then in addition to that, if you want some one-on-one time, you could get free consulting. That'll be through me or any of our consultants here at the SBDC. So if you want help with your taxes and figuring out like how to be organized and all of that, you can do that, or meet with a bookkeeper. Or if you want help on your website, then we have people that can do that. Or if you want to look at reevaluating your insurance, we can have you connected to people that can help you do that. And all of those services, always through the SBDC, are free for you to access. So you need to remember that for yourself and encourage others to engage in those services as well. How's that for a rundown?
That was great. Thanks, Dawn. That's so helpful. Yeah, you covered a ton of, you covered all of it. So that was great. But if there are other questions that you all have, please type those into the questions tab there on your GoToWebinar panel. It should be on your right-hand side. And So type in any burning questions you have. We do have some that have come in already, so we'll go through some of those, but feel free to type those in. So question number one, Dawn, I've heard I can get PDIS credit for this course. Is that true?
That is true. And so you're going to take our class and you're going to do a quiz at the end of each class. And that's going to be proof that you attended. And so if you've done that for each session, then you will automatically get credit in PDIS.
Yes, yeah, that's a big, I know that's really important to providers. So we really want to make sure you're getting that credit. And we also want to clarify, if you're not able to make a session, watching the recorded session can count. And if you can only catch the recorded session, of course, we want you to make all of the live sessions if possible to really, take full advantage of the class discussion and learning from each other, as well as from Dawn and our guest presenters. But if you aren't able to make a session in live, in person, in virtual, I guess, you can watch the recording and still take that quiz and get that credit for PDIS.
And don't panic, like the quizzes are not difficult. Okay, so don't worry.
Great. So another question, do I need to do anything to prepare beforehand, like before taking the course?
You do not. You just come, be here, and be ready with a mindset that's ready to learn, right? Ready to engage. You're going to get out of this class what you put into this class. And it's going to challenge you to think about things a little bit differently. And so really you can take that and you can put it on a shelf and you can ignore it for future years, or you can bring it forward and really start working through things and considering, like, is this something I want to implement in my program? Do I need to reevaluate how I'm doing things? Am I good where I'm at? Really, we just really want your business to be as strong as you want it to be. And so we're here to help.
Great. So another question, are we going to be learning about industry best practices?
Best practices. Well, I mean, that will always be a part of our conversations, right? Here's the great thing about directors, and you see it on social media. You guys know the ECE group. You guys are amazing because all you have to do is post one question and other directors instantly give you some ideas, right? Give you resources, give you places to go. That's the amazing thing about this community. And so we're going to do that together. And so if you'll be open and really say, here's the thing that I'm challenged in and how do I do this better, then people are going to come forward and share with you the things that work really effectively for them. So don't come into this like wanting to conceal and like, oh, people will think I'm terrible if I say whatever. Like, that is not what this is about. Like, let's all help one another do better.
That's great. We love that community feel rather than, any sort of competitive feel. So it'll be really fun to learn from everyone. Great. So another question, how long do I have access to one-on-one coaching?
Coaching can go during our classes, but it can go well beyond that. You could access coaching and never be a part of any of these classes. Before we did this, you could have been getting coaching years ago. It's just that the industry didn't know about that and that those were resources available to them. The North Metro SBDC is amazing about that. And so they're always available. And you can go after this class, you could go for 6 months, 2 years, whatever, and then suddenly say, oh, I need help with something, and still come back and tap into those resources.
Great. Yes, we're always here to help. So another question, how does this course fit in with my local early childhood council?
So ACPAC has been amazing. They have sat down with the North Metro SBDC and really worked on, like, initially what the classes needed to look like, what would be great supports for home providers and that sort of thing. They also will carry that forward for centers. So They also have coaches that come and attend the classes, and then they can, as we're having discussions throughout the classes, they can hear what you're saying, and they can connect you to resources that they have available, or give you ideas or things to consider. So they're a great partnership.
Yeah, they've been wonderful to work with. We really love them. Great. Well, those are all the questions we have had come in so far. Great questions so far, everyone. Feel free to keep them coming. And I'll just do a quick recap again of the details of the course. So Thursday evenings, 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, starting on April 8th, getting my months mixed up here, April 8th to May 20th, through Zoom, so completely virtual, free of charge. Dawn will be our instructor and leader for the course. We'll have some other guest presenters as well come in from the SBDC. You can get your PDIS credit for the course just by participating fully in the course. I think these are kind of the main points to hit on. You can find out all of the information as well on our website at northmetrosbdc.com. I'll put it in the chat right now. But there's a whole landing page that has all the details we just covered, everything, the topics that Dawn went into, and most importantly, the registration page, which is also in the chat here, but really easy to just register directly online. So I will put this in the chat, our landing page for it. And Dawn, do you have any other, anything you want to leave the audience with tonight?
Well, and bring your dinner. Like, I know you're just walking out of your program. Really feel free to be yourself. Come be comfortable and just kick back and be prepared to engage and have a great time of learning.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Dawn. Well, it looks like those are all of our questions for tonight. So thank you all for joining us. And as Dawn said, come as you are and come ready to learn. And we're really looking forward to working with your businesses. So thank you all for being here tonight. And thank you, Dawn, and hope you have a good evening.